In the desolate deserts of the American West, there was once a small town known as Dead Moon Town. It was founded in 1886, but within 10 years, every soul vanished without a trace. No one ever discovered what happened, yet even today, strange sounds echo through the night, the distant gallop of horses, saloon doors creaking in the wind, and faint whispers carried across the dust. One evening, a bounty hunter named John Miller rode his horse toward that abandoned town. In his hand was an old, worn-out map that read, "Lost Treasure of Sheriff Dalton." John muttered to himself, "If this treasure is real, I'll be the richest man in the desert." The sun had already sunk behind the hills, the sky was painted in shades of blood red, and the dry wind carried the scent of death. As John reached the town's edge, a rusted signboard stood before him, "Welcome to Dead Moon Town, population 0. The streets were empty, lined with old wooden houses, broken windows, and silent doorways. The wind blew through like a ghostly sigh. Suddenly, a dusty old cowboy hat rolled to his boots. As he bent to pick it up, a raspy voice came from behind, "You shouldn't stay here, stranger." John turned and saw an old man, thin, trembling, holding a flickering lantern. John asked, "Who are you, old man? Does anyone live here?" The man's eyes reflected the lantern's flame as he whispered, "Only me, the rest were taken by the moonlight." John frowned. "The moonlight? What do you mean?" The old man replied, "When the full moon rises, the dead of Dead Moon return. Sheriff Dalton and his cursed men." John chuckled, "I don't believe in ghost stories, old-timer. Just tell me where the sheriff's office is." The man warned, "If you go there, you'll never come back." But John ignored him and pushed open the sheriff's office door. It creaked loudly as he stepped in. Dust covered everything, a rusted badge still hung on the wall, "Sheriff Dalton." On the desk lay an old revolver and a leather-bound diary. John opened it and began to read, "July 12, 1896, this isn't a plague, it's a curse. The man we hanged swore before dying, 'I'll return in the moonlight.' Now every full moon, one of us disappears." Just as he finished reading, something rustled behind the door. John raised his gun and shouted, "Who's there?" A drop of blood hit the floor. He lifted his lantern higher, and there stood a man in a torn sheriff's uniform, face decayed, eyes white and empty, a bullet hole in his chest. The ghostly figure spoke in a deep, hollow voice, "I have returned." John fired his gun, but the figure dissolved into smoke. Outside, footsteps echoed. Doors began to shake, and dark figures moved behind shattered windows. The old man's voice called from somewhere far away, "Run, stranger. They're all awake now." John ran into the nearest saloon. Inside, cobwebs hung from the ceiling, and a broken piano stood silent in the corner. He grabbed a bottle from the counter and whispered, "If there's treasure,